The widespread use of plastic in food and beverage packaging has brought undeniable convenience, but the hidden costs of this dependency are only now becoming fully apparent. While environmental concerns about plastic pollution have been well documented, emerging research suggests that the health risks associated with microplastics may be far more direct and immediate than previously assumed. A growing body of evidence points to a troubling link between drinking from plastic bottles and increased blood pressure, a condition that significantly raises the risk of heart disease, stroke, and other serious cardiovascular issues. The presence of microscopic plastic particles in the bloodstream is no longer just a theoretical concern. It is a measurable reality with potentially severe consequences for human health. Microplastics, defined as plastic fragments measuring less than 5 millimeters, are now found virtually everywhere. In the air we breathe, the water we drink, and even the food we eat. Scientists have detected these particles in human tissues, including vital organs and even placental tissue, raising alarms about their potential to disrupt biological processes. Some research suggests that microplastics can trigger inflammation, interfere with hormonal balance, and contribute to oxidative stress, a process linked to aging and chronic disease. The latest studies indicate that the cardiovascular system is particularly vulnerable, with early data showing that regular consumption of bottled beverages may be linked to an increase in blood pressure. A recent investigation conducted by a team at Danube Private University in Austria sought to explore how plastic exposure might influence cardiovascular health. The study involved 8 healthy adults who replaced bottled beverages with tap water for a month while their blood pressure was monitored. Although the sample size was small, the results were striking. Women in the study exhibited a noticeable drop in blood pressure, particularly in diastolic readings, while the male participants, only 3 in total, did not show the same trend. While more extensive research is needed to confirm these findings, the data suggests that microplastic exposure from bottled beverages may contribute to elevated blood pressure, a well-established risk factor for heart disease. The researchers emphasize that their study is only the beginning of a broader investigation into the potential health risks of plastic ingestion. One of their most significant concerns is that plastic particles do not just enter the body through bottled beverages. Microplastics have been found even in drinks stored in glass containers, meaning that contamination may be more pervasive than initially thought. This complicates efforts to reduce exposure and suggests that microplastics may be infiltrating the human body through multiple, poorly understood pathways. Beyond blood pressure concerns, the implications of microplastic exposure could be far-reaching. Scientists and healthcare professionals worry that long-term accumulation of these particles in the body may contribute to chronic inflammation, endocrine disruption, and immune system dysfunction. Inflammation has been implicated in a wide range of diseases, from diabetes to cancer, and if microplastics are indeed a contributing factor, their impact could be far more extensive than cardiovascular health alone. Hormonal interference is another critical concern, as endocrine-disrupting chemicals found in plastics have already been linked to reproductive health issues, metabolic disorders, and even neurological conditions. The study's authors issued a stark warning. Beverages packaged in plastic bottles should be avoided whenever possible. While definitive proof of causation is still lacking, the preliminary evidence strongly suggests that minimizing plastic exposure may be beneficial for heart health. Given that hypertension remains a leading cause of cardiovascular disease worldwide, any potential contributor to high blood pressure deserves serious attention. If microplastics are indeed influencing blood pressure regulation, the implications could be vast, particularly in a world where bottled beverages are consumed by billions of people daily. The challenge of mitigating microplastic exposure is daunting, as these particles are now deeply embedded in global ecosystems. However, individuals can take steps to reduce their intake of plastics, such as choosing reusable glass or stainless steel containers over plastic bottles, filtering tap water to remove potential contaminants, and being mindful of food packaging choices. While these personal decisions may not eliminate exposure entirely, they represent an important step toward lowering the potential risks associated with microplastics. The broader question remains: if microplastics are already inside our bodies, what long-term effects might they have? The reality is that science is only beginning to understand the full extent of the risks posed by these particles. What is clear, however, is that the problem is not going away. Without urgent action, both from individuals and regulatory bodies. Microplastic contamination will continue to rise, further embedding itself in the human body and the environment. The current findings should serve as a wake-up call, urging further research, stricter regulations on plastic production and disposal, and a shift away from single-use plastics before the damage becomes irreversible.